Hey guys, it's Timmy, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the 17th of September 2019 to talk about everything that went down on tonight's Smackdown Live. And I thought tonight's Smackdown was not a bad show at all. I really liked tonight's Smackdown, just like I really liked last night's Monday Night Raw. I thought this week's these shows this week were not bad at all. I wouldn't call them great shows, either one of them, but I would say both shows were really good. Excuse me, still got my cough, still getting over this cold, as you guys know. But again, another good show, and Vince wasn't there. So that tell you something? I don't know about last night, but we did hear that Vince did via the phone do like a full rundown of the script before it was finalized. So Vince finalized it, but everything went on with, I think it was Bruce Pritchard, Michael Hayes, Eric Bischoff, Ed Koski, and maybe one other person were basically the 4 or 5 in charge running the show. Last night was Paul Heyman, and I can't remember the other guy's name. But 2 nights in a row, 2 good shows. Maybe Vince needs to stay home. Maybe Vince just needs to communicate via phone and say, hey, I see you got this on the script. You know, maybe they've got like a Word document over some sort of a what's it called? Shared folder network thing, shared network, where you can see everything being written. I don't know. But I digress. Good show tonight. Vince wasn't there. Maybe that's telling. We'll see. SmackDown kicked off, though, with the New Day taking on Randy Orton and the Revival. But before we talk about that, we're going to see who's joining us here live. We've got Brandon Soriano, Kristen McNutt, Woken King Slender, Henry McKenna Cavallo, Orange Cassidy is the GOAT, Nelson, Omar Vasquez, Antonio Banks. What's going on, everybody? So, New Day comes out first, open up the show. Out next comes the Revival and Randy Orton, and we get a 6-man tag that we've seen, I don't know how many times now. I really don't know how many times we've seen this match, but we've seen this match a whole heck of a lot. So early on, Big E caught Dash Wilder with a belly-to-belly suplex to start the match. He followed it up with a splash on the apron. Wilder attacked Woods' injured knee to take over briefly. Kofi Kingston got the tag and caught Orton with a drop kick. The New Day fired back and used triple team moves to take over. Back from a break, the heels regained control and isolated Woods in their corner. They worked over Woods' injured knee. Woods fought back and went for a DDT, but Wilder dumped him onto the floor. Orton then gave Woods a back suplex on the announce table. During the break, Scott Dawson attempted a superplex, but Woods pushed him off and hit a missile dropkick. Kingston got the hot tag and ran wild on the heels. He hit an SOS on Orton, but Dawson broke up the pin. On the floor, Big E ran over Dawson with a clothesline. Wilder rocked Big E with a tornado DDT off the apron. Kingston caught Wilder with a dropkick. He attempted a dive, but Orton hit a draping DDT. Orton, the Revival, then set up for an RKO machine. Kind of like an RKO Shatter Machine mix. But Big E pulled Orton out of the ring. Woods hit an elbow off the top on Wilder. Finish came when Kofi hit the Trouble in Paradise on Dawson for the victory. So the New Day are celebrating. And as they're celebrating, the music of Brock Lesnar would hit, and Brock would come down to the ring. Brock and Paul Heyman would get into the ring. Big E and Xavier would leave the ring as Kofi sent them away. And basically Paul Heyman says that Lesnar stands in the way of the longevity of Kofi's title reign. Heyman said that his client authorized him to inform Kingston it's a bad day for the New Day. Heyman would then go on to make the challenge that on October 4th, live, Friday night on SmackDown, the first Friday night on SmackDown, Kofi will be defending, he was challenged to a WWE title match by Brock Lesnar. And Kofi said, when I won this title at WrestleMania, I vowed to be a fighting champion, so you're on. Brock then extended his hand for a handshake. But Kofi didn't really extend his back, and Brock shot. Grabbed Kofi, threw him way up high in the air, hit him with an F5, and left him laying. Directly after the next commercial break, we did get the official word that this match is taking place. Then later on in the night, we actually got the word again that this match is taking place, but we did see the new Smackdown graphics for Friday Night on Fox with what may have been in the background the new theme song for Friday Night Smackdown. Now, I don't know if it's going to be officially called Friday Night Smackdown or if it's just Smackdown. I think it's just Smackdown. So in the back, Kayla Braxton interviewed Sasha Banks and Bayley. Banks promised to defeat Becky Lynch in Hell in a Cell. Eric Rowan did a sit-down interview with Michael Cole. Cole asked about Luke Harper, but Rowan said, this isn't about Harper right now. You want to ask him questions? Go outside and ask him questions. He said, this is about me. Cole pointed out that Rowan almost killed Roman Reigns, but Rowan told Cole to lower his voice. Rowan pointed out that everyone thinks that he's just a goon in the background, that he's not a follower, or that he's just a follower. Cole asked about Rowan betraying Daniel Bryan. Rowan said that Bryan is not his intellectual equal. Bryan always showed him disrespect. And now he's going to show what that really means. He demanded that nobody disrespect him anymore. So next up we had Nakamura versus Ali. Match actually never took place though. Zayn came out wearing a neck brace yet again, demanded respect from the audience. Zayn got in Ali's face, said he would never be a champion. Ali attacked the heels, but was outnumbered. Zayn grabbed Ali's leg, and Nakamura hit him with a Kinshasa. So then we see Kevin Owens walking through the audience, taking a seat in the crowd. Corey Graves noted that Owens doesn't work here anymore, and the cameraman should take the camera off of Owens, but at the same time, Owens is not banned from being at the building. So in the back, Shane's watching this on a screen, and someone comes in and says, someone's here for you. So he walks out, and he's served papers. He looks at the papers and goes straight to the ring. So Shane brings down security, and he says, hey, Owens, come in the ring. Give him a mic, let him talk. And he tells the security to go away, and Kevin Owens gets in the ring. McMahon then noted that Owens is looking to sue him for the largest wrongful termination lawsuit ever. Owens wanted $25 million. Shane said that his case is weak, and Owens disagreed. Owens pointed out that McMahon is trying to make his life a living hell. He noted he got fined for attacking a referee, which when it was Elias as the referee. But last week, when Kevin was the referee, Kevin was attacked by Shane, and nothing happened to Shane. Shane was not fined. He said that McMahon fired him for being insubordinate, which strengthens his case. Owens pointed out that he wants to hurt McMahon. He knows it hurts McMahon the most in his wallet and his pride. Owens pointed out that it's not just about money. There's more that Shane didn't read on these papers. He said there's a clause that notes that McMahon gets fired if Owens wins the lawsuit. Chris bring up the super chat donation. Said, Tim, how does the women's tag titles work once there's no more wild card when the draft? Yeah, I don't know. I assumed it's just like it was before the wild card. They're still going to be allowed on both shows, but they're going to be more prominent on one at a time. They're not going to be going back and forth. It's going to be like, okay, women's tag champions, they're feuding with the Raw team. They're going to stay on Raw for a month. Then they're feuding with the SmackDown team. They're going to stay on SmackDown only for a month. I think that is where this is going to go, where they're not just going to be on both shows every week. They're going to be strictly to one for a couple. Then a new feud comes, they're going to be on another, and this and that, and vice versa. Just my opinion, assumption. I don't know. So in the back, Charlotte Flair was getting ready when her father, Ric Flair, walked up and gave her, I guess you could say, a little encouragement, just good luck kind of deal. We then got the AOP video package that aired last night on Monday Night Raw. They called all the other teams soft and that the other teams were afraid to face them. Charlotte Flair took on Sasha Banks. They had I guess, Atlanta recording artist, multi-platform or platinum artist, Offset, introduced Charlotte, and I was like, I've never heard of this guy before. Excuse me. So Flair had the early advantage and used a suplex. Bayley tried to take the turnbuckle pad off like she did at Clash of Champions, but Flair caught her. Bayley distracted Flair, and Banks shoved her into the ring post to gain control. Back from a break, Banks was firmly in control. Flair fought back with a big boot. She rocked Banks with several hard chops, then hit a follow-away slam. Banks fought back and attempted a Hurricane Rana. Flair countered with a Boston Crab, but Banks fought out. Flair hit a big boot, sending Banks off the apron. Flair then hit a huge moonsault, wiping out Bayley and Banks. Banks rolled up Flair, but she countered into a figure 8. Bayley jumped in, causing the disqualification. As the two were beating on Charlotte, Carmella would run down to make the save, super kicking Banks. Announcers pointed out that Carmella and Bayley have been friends in the past, and maybe she was just out here to kind of calm things down with Bayley. Bayley tried to talk to Carmella. Flair rocked her with a big boot and sent her out of the ring. Kristen McNutt says, Cardi B's husband. Talk about the Offset guy? Cardi B, the ochre girl from the Super Bowl Pepsi commercial? I'm not really hip with the rap scene. I listen to more country music than anything. So, yeah. Brandon Serrano says, Offset is Cardi B husband. WWE booking Cardi B versus Carmella at WrestleMania 36. Okay. Antonio Banks says they have the Ric Flair drip. The Ric Flair drip? Drio? Yeah, I don't know. I don't listen to that kind of music, so it's kind of like over my head. So next up, we got Baron Corbin and his coronation.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Anyways, we got Baron Corbin and his coronation as the king of the ring. He got the cape and the crown. Noted that he's the king that the fans need. He's got everything it takes to be the king. His strong dominance. He's got strong dominance, but he's gentle and kind at the same time. If he doesn't get his respect, he'll rule with an iron fist. Corbin then brought out the man that he beat last night, Chad Gable. Corbin made a bunch of short jokes. Gable couldn't take it and he attacked Corbin. They fell on the throne. It broke. Gable tore up the cape, and Corbin ran off. Gable stomped on the crown and destroyed it. Interesting, it looks like now we're going to get another Chad Gable Baron Corbin match. Looking at the chat, Henry Mechanical Virus says Tim is more of a Blake Shelton guy. Well, yeah. My favorite song ever is a Blake Shelton song. My two favorite artists of all time are Blake Shelton and Garth Brooks. I mean, two of the best. So yeah, I am a Blake Shelton guy. I mean, Old Red and Austin are two of the best songs ever. We got a little plug for NXT tomorrow night on the USA Network. We then saw Heavy Machinery versus the B Team. Tom Phillips and Byron Saxton made a big deal out of Otis's outfit for some reason. He's no longer wearing a singlet and switched to more traditional tights. The heels isolated Tucker in their corner and worked him over for a bit. Otis got the hot tag and ran wild on the heels. He hit a splash in the corner on Bo Dallas and then hit the Caterpillar. Heavy Machinery hit the Compactor for the victory. So then, main event segment. Daniel Bryan would come down to the ring. The fans broke out in a Daniel Bryan chant. He said, "These fans chanting my name, they're the same fans that accused me of attacking Roman Reigns." He said, good or bad, he's never lied to the fans. The fans have a mixed reaction to that. He said he stands in the ring, an exonerated man. Bryan said he's not out here to talk, but instead, he's out here to take care of business, and out would come Rowan. He said he saw something special in Rowan. He didn't treat Rowan as an equal. He saw Rowan as his equal. He didn't just, he also saw him as a friend. Rowan interrupted and made his way to the ring. Rowan pointed out that Bryan never let him talk. Bryan always made him stand in the back, and he was too busy trying to make him into his puppet. He said nobody disrespects him anymore. Bryan told him, you want to do something about it? Do something about it. And then Harper would attack him from behind. They would put the Iron Claw on Bryan when Roman Reigns' music would hit. Roman made his way down to the ring. Reigns speared Rowan, but Harper gained the advantage. Rowan powerbombed Roman Reigns into the ring post on the outside. The heels lifted the ringside pads. Security ran down and got slammed on the concrete. Rowan kicked down part of the barricade and used it to attack Roman Reigns. They then slammed Daniel Bryan through the announce table, and at some point, Tom Phillips actually got thrown from the announce table. Corey and Byron were smart, and they jumped into the crowd. And they kept yelling, Rowan kept yelling, you're not going to disrespect me anymore. And it's like, okay, you want to be treated as an equal. You don't want to be treated as somebody's puppet. But what's Harper? Is Harper your equal? You haven't let Harper talk yet. You're the one screaming and yelling, telling Harper what to do. But that was SmackDown. Another good SmackDown Live after a good Monday Night Raw. And tomorrow's a big day. Tomorrow is the first NXT on the USA Network. Now remember, the first hour will be on the USA Network. The second hour will be on the WWE Network. We will do a review. It'll kick off the Wednesday show. We haven't moved the Wednesday show yet. We're still deliberating on if that's going to move to Tuesday or Thursday. It depends on Nick's work schedule. But we will kick off tomorrow's Wednesday show with me and Nick with the NXT review. So with that, I want to say thank you guys for joining me here tonight to talk about SmackDown Live. Good show. Really good show. Thank you to everybody who watched live. Thank you to everybody who watched later right here on YouTube and everybody who listens on podcast services all around the world. Again, just like iTunes, Google Play Music, SoundCloud, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher Radio, and more. Thank you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow night as we talk about NXT live on the WWE Network. Have a good night, guys.